Hi y'all, welcome back to my shop, Mike Peace Woodturning. I'm passionate about wood turning and I got tips, tricks, and techniques to help make you a better turner. Today we're not turning, but we're making a turntable. I got this tip from Mike Walt. Thank you for that video. Mike's got a video out there on the same project. I just want to show you how I did it. Okay, let me show you the odd bits and pieces that we're going to use to make this project. First, it starts off with this microwave turntable motor from eBay. I got for $2.88, shipping included, from eBay. You've got to turn a little shaft, little wooden shaft or tenon to go on here that your platform is going to rotate on. I drilled a hole in the side. We'll get into this later. You're going to need a couple of scraps of wood, one for the base and one for the top. Set of dividers is convenient. Some appropriate size Forstner bits, depending on what you've got available. And you could actually cut those on the lathe if you need to. And hole template has been useful as well. And a scrap of 110 wire with a plug on it. Right, first thing we're going to do on both of these is we're going to mark center on both pieces of wood. Alright, now I'm going to draw a circle. For the bottom, I'm going to make the bottom maybe 1.5 inches smaller than the top. So let's draw the first one, then we'll cut these out on the bandsaw. Now, the bottom one is going to have the motor and the cord in it, so I want to drill a hole while it's square down through here, appropriate for that wire. So, easiest way to figure out what's an appropriate size is kind of take this hole template and get a hole where it'll easily slide, which is 5/16. So, I'm going to square this up. You can do this with a hand drill, but I find this easier on a drill press to have everything squared up. Use a hand clamp and clamp everything firmly down. So while I'm over here at the drill press, I'm going to go ahead and drill two holes for woodworm screw, one for each block of wood, because that's how I'm going to hold it to clean up and trim the edges with a bowl gouge on the lathe after I finish bandsawing both. Okay, I've drilled a hole just a bit more than 1/2 inch. The woodworm screw protrudes 3/4 of an inch, so I need to put in a spacer, and this will be a plenty strong hold. I've got a video on using a woodworm screw. If you haven't used this technique before, it's a great technique for an awful lot of projects, fast and simple. So let's do the small one first. I always like to put a little wax on there. Alright, that's good. So we're just going to take a bowl gouge and just round this, true this up. About 1,000. Just anchor the tool, ride the bevel, lift the handle to the cut. As soon as I fired up the lathe at about 1,000 RPMs, about a 2-inch piece came separated from a lamination. I got this from some type of shelving that someone had given me, and apparently it was a glue joint fail. So too bad I wasn't videotaping it. I'm gluing it back together again. But the cautionary tale is, anytime you're doing face crane work or doing glue up, don't wear safety glasses. Wear a full face shield. I should have done that since it was glued up and side grain. But fortunately, it didn't hit me. It went straight down. But cautionary note. Okay, I've got it glued up, and I'm going to turn the top panel around. Turn a spigot of wood 1 5/8 inch in diameter. And we're just going to use the calipers to measure that. And I use a little hole template gauge that matches my Forstner bits to size it, and we're getting close. Pick the hole size. Simply, I took the motor with the round shaft, used it on this drill hole measurement until I found one that would just slide over, which is 9/30 seconds of an inch. And then that's the drill bit that I'm using, and I can use a little friction tape or a touch of glue to make sure it's snug. 1, 2. It's easy to make mistakes on measurement like I did this time. I made this 2 1/8, which is bigger than I need. So I'm simply going to put the shaft, give myself a little bit of room on the end, mark off where it'll just clear that. So I take a thin parting tool and part it off. Go. Okay, now that we got our base and our turntable top, we're going to drill a hole in the top, the 1 5/8, that'll accept that with a Forstner bit. We're going to mount this on here on the motor. The motor, we're going to center it off center, and that's easy by just putting this in that center hole, and lining it up with the hole straight this way that the cord's going to be in, and we'll just draw a line here, and that should be a simple matter to just drill those Forstner bit holes. Just shows the importance of clamping. Now we're going to drill the Forstner bit holes. Don't underestimate the importance of clamping down this thing firmly so it won't spin. Here's a completed wiring hookup. I'm going to put some hot melt glue in there to kind of seal everything up. The top's got a 1 5/8 inch hole, so it makes it so it's not permanently fastened down, so I could swap it with a different color or a darker one. Well, here it is in operation. I don't know whether I'll make another one that's darker. You can always have a light and a dark wood, but I just thought I'd spray mine black and be done with it for everything. And there we are. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Y'all come on back here.